And hello everybody and welcome back to the stream, or if it's your first time here, welcome. Hope you're all having a fantastic Wednesday or whatever day you're watching this on. And yeah, I am late. Today's definitely an off day. Woke up somewhat late, but what's worse is that doctor's office didn't have, or no, excuse me, the pharmacy didn't have my medicine ready yet, so I'm going, like, I guess, hopefully not too many days without it, so I'm just kind of out of whack a little bit, but oh well. But yeah, so yeah, it's Wednesday. It's chill stream day. Let's get into it. No more delaying because you're right, I am late. And if I stop talking for a good period, it might be because I'm eating breakfast while fucking playing. Yeah, hope you're all doing well. That things are going totally fine for you. Your week is treating you well. Please tell me I do not have to re-select this damn thing. Seems I do. No, I don't. Never mind. It just took a while to load. Alright. Very good. So yeah, what have you guys been up to this week? I've just been editing. Another video where I am complaining about Arcane. Not that I've made a lot. If anything, I've only made one, and this is the second one, but... Oh, fuck. Okay, whatever. I don't even know if this is the stream world, not gonna lie, but... It's all blended together in a way, and it's just like, whatever, you know? Maybe I should do this. Just to close that off. So I don't have to think about that ever again. Is this what I want? Not really. Hmm. Hmm. Let's do that. Maybe not. Uh-oh. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Really? Really? Oh, no. Okay. Fuck. So we're gonna start another water over here. No. I guess I could have tried to place it around over there. Ah, it's too late, though. Oh, well. Oh, fuck. Easier just to do it like this. Did you hear they burned the sun? Oh, are we all gonna die in like 10 minutes? I'll tell you what, my fucking fan is at maximum. So I guess that's what I'll have. That's my only defense against the sun being burned. I hope the sound of me chewing is not extraordinarily apparent and disgusting. Eight minutes. We're gonna die in 8 minutes. Great. Honestly, instant deletion because of the sun, like, going supernova. You know, there are worse ways. There are worse ways to go. Also, my phone is slow as fuck on data. Hello, though. Hey, you have a... I don't know. My brain isn't working. Went to grab water and you're here? Oh, okay. Good thing you're hydrating. I'm having a bit of an off day. The pharmacy doesn't have my medication, so I'm just, I wouldn't say crashing out, it's not that extreme, but it is, uncomfortable. It is unpleasant. Hopefully, the sound of me eating breakfast is not, too apparent and fucking disgusting. They have brains you can rent at Walmart? I don't believe that. I don't think any brains exist within 100 kilometers of any Walmart. This destroys... Damn, I got called out because I live 1 mile from one. I live... Like, the joke is that there's so many Walmarts that nobody has any brains whatsoever. Especially in America. Like, there's one in my city, like... Oh, I can't do that. I'll destroy that quest, I guess. That's fine. As much as I don't want to. Not gonna lie, though, there's a good chance I just restart this. Because this is, really bad. I don't like the shape of this world. No Walmart near me? Good. I love spicy food, but I've noticed that the one thing I fucking hate about it is that it makes me hiccup if I don't fucking properly mentally prepare myself. And I'd say that's pretty fucking annoying. Hmm. Excuse me. Oh, don't tell me I'm still muted, am I? No, I'm not. Okay. I need to stop positioning. Like, what's really odd is that this is actually, like, a really precarious place to position railroad tracks, because it is shockingly difficult to find railroad tracks that will always connect around a bend like that. All right, cool. That's so good, but I'm not doing it. Oh, wait, no, that doesn't do what I want. Okay. No! Stop it! Okay. That fucking sucks. Oops. Clicked outside the window for a moment. Jesus. That just kills that, so I can't do that. Do that, though. Ugh. Ah, it's fine. You fucking serious? I get a twofer and it's not the correct configuration? Serious? That, on the other hand, is really good. I like that. I'm happy that that just happened. Oops. That requires such a specific tile that it's kind of unbelievable, so I'm not gonna go with that, actually. Oh, fuck. Now I have this fucking thing. Ugh. This piece of shit. Oh, I guess I'll do that, because I don't really know else. Could even be good right there. Can't believe I had the right fucking tile earlier, except for one little thing. Ooh. I want to just complete this, but I don't know if I should. Ugh. Or I could do that, maybe. I mean, this could be filled in by, like, a blank tile, so actually, I'm not going to get rid of that. Actually, I am going to place this down. No, 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 no. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I didn't think so. This doesn't fit. It's not where I would like it to fit. Oh my god, is that a boar? Holy shit! Is that also a boar? I think so. I think it's a tiny one though. Mama boar, baby boar. Yeah. They died, rip. No, they're here. Though it would be a good thing if they had. They're the real reason Americans need the Second Amendment. To wage war against the hordes of boars. Yep. Yep. Actually, literally. And they do billions of dollars of damage every year to farms. They need to be massacred en masse. With no remorse, because, for real, like, they are literally destroying the environment. Oh, look, it still doesn't line up. Great. Oh, man, I'm so happy. Thank you so much, game, for giving me a tile that works. I guess right here, I suppose. Oh, wait a minute. No. Fuck. Yeah, and they're pregnancy viable after like 6 months from birth. They breed fast. Yeah. Yep, they do. They need to be fucking obliterated. Oh my god, I'm about to get another one that doesn't work. But whatever. Do they taste good? I don't know. I haven't had wild boar before. Or feral hog before, I should say. I assume the answer, though, is yes, because, like, I'm pretty sure people eat them, and they aren't throwing the corpses away. Then again, if they are, then it's just, you know, they're being reclaimed by nature, or whatever, however the fuck you want to frame it, so... Like, I live in Ohio. I don't live in, like, you know, I don't live on the Normandy beach of the Boer Wars, you know, so I don't really technically know what they're like. Then again, they are in Canada, so I guess it's just my city that isn't particularly affected by them. I feel like if they taste good, then we should be using them for pork meat manufacturing. I mean, that's what a farm is, where we where we make normal pork using domesticated pigs. Then again, you could make the argument that factory farming is so unethical that it's better to just massacre wild boars and eat them rather than farm actual pigs. Which I think, to an extent, is literally true. Wait, what was this? Okay, no, there's like 6. Yeah, we're not gonna... No! You bitch! Nah, I want in chat. Never mind, it's the same. Oh, you mean like the boar meat? Yeah, yeah. I would assume it is. Like, the feral hogs are descended from Spanish conquistadors' farm animals. That's why they're technically feral. They're not technically wild, because they're invasive. Not just because they're invasive, but because they literally are descended from domestic hogs. Most of the looking I've done into it is watching those hunting videos where they get miniguns and they get on a fucking jeep and they ride out into a farmer's yard and just machine gun dozens and dozens of boars. That's the majority of the research I've done. That looks so fun, not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, there is a sadistic part of me that one day, if I ever get to do like a hog hunt, I very, very, very specifically want to do an extraordinarily cruel thing that would be unacceptable if it were not for the fact that I would be doing it to a wild boar. I want to do a nut shot on like a really big boar, like one of those sniper elite games. I want to very specifically shoot like the biggest male boar I could ever find at any particular moment. I want to shoot him directly in the nuts. Which is so fucked up, and I know, and I'm sick for thinking that, but hey, they're literally enemies of humankind. So I'm willing to be a little bit of a psycho towards the wild boars, the feral hogs. So I want to shoot one of them in the nuts. I think it'd be so fucking funny. Oh my fuck. Oh, Jesus. Blasting them in the balls. Especially because, like, in some of those hog hunt videos, if they're not on, like, if they're not in, like, jeeps with machine guns, one thing they'll do is they'll snipe at them using thermal cameras. And what's always crazy to me in those videos when they use a thermal camera is how you can literally see, like, pieces of the animal and their blood, like, go flying off in, like, a small explosion whenever they get shot on the thermal camera. And so I'm just picturing, like, seeing these massive basketball nuts on a male boar, a male feral boar, and then shooting him in the nuts, and there's just this giant ball explosion like in Sniper Elite. Like, this is so sick and twisted of me, but it's such a funny thing to picture. And I kind of want to do it at some point in my life, at least, you know. POV your boar balls around, oink. They call me the neuterer. They call me the veterinarian because I'm gonna get you fixed up. And not in the way that you want. No, no, no. Oh man. I got a little bit of new gear. I got a new mouse. It's pink for some. I don't know why I decided to have it be pink, but I just decided I'd get a pink mouse because the old one was starting to break down, even though it still technically works. Well, actually, it wasn't starting to break down. It was very late in the stages of breaking down. I also got new headphones because those were literally falling apart. Like, literally the foam and the plastic on my previous headphones were literally like falling apart, and the only thing holding them together was the fact that I use headphone covers. I also like pink, and I'm kind of sick of the stigma against men liking pink. But then at the same time, it's like, it doesn't matter if there's a stigma. If people think you're a femboy, then it's kind of a problem no matter what you do. You know, if you aren't actually one. So you know, I could scream about the stigma all I want, but it's like, if people are gonna say something like that no matter what I do, then it's kind of like, uh-oh, well, no use complaining then. Yeah, I just got a pink mouse, and I don't know why. You know, just made that decision. Oh wait, one of the reasons I got it is because it was one of the cheaper ones. But then again, there was also, like, gray and gray in the same brand I was looking at that I currently am using right now. So I could have gotten like a silver one, but I just didn't, I guess. I don't like the direction this forest is gone. Pink used to be a manly color because it's a shade of red. Until Hitler. Was it really Hitler? Or are you just being facetious and saying Hitler because it's funny? Because I feel like it wasn't literally Hitler, but I wouldn't be shocked if it was at the same time. What's the point of doing that? Just, Men also used to wear high heels, because it made them taller. Now, I guess nowadays men are slightly less insecure than, like, Victorian-era men, and they don't need the validation to make themselves look taller. You know, like, if you're a crazy motherfucker and you want to be taller, you'll just break your own legs in India and have your bones stretched. And then you go home, and then you go home from that with broken legs that are, with, like, you're like 2 centimeters taller, and then you start jelqing. Because that's the type of behavior that happens. That's the slippery slope a man risks in this subject. It did switch around World War II for marketing reasons. Well, that's lame. Like, it sucks that that's the reason, because that's such a boring reason. Here we go. No. I have 30-some. I can, keep up, lady. Yeah, why aren't they breaking their legs to make themselves taller? They're the ones who are more short on average. God damn it. I don't have anywhere to put that. That feels good. No. Sure. Yay! That's pretty good. Oh, hey! There's a fucking Plains quest coming up. That's good. Those don't fit there. They do not fit there. Fuck off, Microsoft to do. I guess that's literally just every Wednesday, though. Not gonna lie, I kill in heels. I wore some ice skates for the first time last winter, and my sister was struggling to walk in them. Meanwhile, I was like a runaway model. Oh my god. Are we speaking to a bona fide femboy? We just don't even know it? Careful, you don't want CJ finding out. You know, unless you want DMs, you know, within the next 10 minutes. I'm like 100. 7 pounds too big to be a femboy. Oh, yeah, the struggle. When I was a preteen, I basically had it resolved in myself. I was either going to end up as a femboy or as a fucking lumberjack. And my body was like, no, you're just gonna be a normal lumberjack male with a hairy chest. And it's like, okay, that's my fate, and that's fine. But I wouldn't have minded it if it happened differently either. That would have also been totally acceptable, and I would not really be complaining necessarily if life had been slightly different. No, I don't want, no, I don't want to. I want a better place to put the tile. I don't want to put the tile in some shit-ass location that sucks. Oh, God. Nope, doesn't even work there. I got neither. My sister has more hair than on her body, but I have longer hair on my head. I'm 6 foot and my hair goes down to my back. I just like my hair long. I have my hair long as well. No, that also sucks. I don't want that. Oh, that works. Fuck! Great. Mine. I'm built like Moi from Moana. I haven't seen that movie, but I do know what you're talking about. I'm built like a fucking gremlin, is what I am. I'm a troglodyte, but oh well, you know. Can't catastrophize over it too often if it's not gonna change anything. There we go. Now I can connect those. And eventually connect this to that as well. I don't have anything to close off with this city right here. So I don't necessarily need to go about trying to close it off. But it also wouldn't hurt, necessarily. In the end, it will lower the score. This is awkward. This is a very awkward block or tile. All right, that's not how that works. Huh. Almost. This is almost what I want, but not quite. Nope. I need to close that shit. I don't think it's gonna happen, though. That doesn't work either. God! Sure, whatever. Who cares? So I can put this on either side and it'll be fine as long as I don't go over 5 when reconnecting them. This is not good, if I'm gonna be honest. Excuse me. I feel like caffeine doesn't do anything for me. I had a little bit of carbonated soda before I got on, and I don't feel any less tired. Sure, whatever. It's fine. Caffeine puts me to sleep. I've heard that same thing from Tara before, and it's still wild to think that that's how some people react, because that's literally the opposite of what's supposed to happen, but I believe it. I don't know. I guess that works right there. I have 14 left. No, I will not give in. I will just lose before I let it become ugly. I heard it means you have ADHD, but I don't believe that. I think it's mostly influencers trying to be quirky. Well, Tara literally has ADHD, and that's what happened, and that's how it works for her, but, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if there wasn't actually a causal link in any way. Yeah, no. That's a bad place to put that. Let's not do that. Ooh, this is the best place to put this. Okay, that's cool. I like that. Let's see if there's a place over here near the water, but also... Oh, we should also do this. Oh, fuck. It wants to be closed. Maybe I should get checked? Maybe. If you've never seen a psychiatrist before in your life, then yeah, I would agree that, you know, it's good to get checked at least once. Where the fuck do I put this? God damn it. See this? This is me shaking my leg. Like, I'm not moving my hand right now, I'm just shaking my leg. I don't have ADHD, though. At least not last time I went to a psychiatrist. It was many years ago now. Not 10 years, but maybe almost. Maybe actually, you know what? Never mind. Maybe it is close to 10 years. That kind of fucks with my head a bit, but oh well. I'm an aging goblinoid creature, so oh well. Really what I'm doing? Oh my god. This sucks. This fucking sucks. I think we're gonna lose this one pretty quickly. Wonder if I should just restart it. Time is so wild. I swear last year I was 22, but I'll be 28 in a few months. God damn it, why are you younger than me? I'm supposed to be the baby, not the 30-year-old millennial. And I'm one of the youngest possible millennials. In fact, in Canada, I am technically an old Zoomer, but in the United States, I am a young millennial. Why are you older than me? I want to be 70? Yeah, I don't... I am not incredibly happy about the fact that I'm 30 years old, but, who knows, maybe by the time I'm 50, medical technology will stop me from, stop me from wanting Sudoku. Maybe I'll feel, much better about my age in years later, but... right now, it's kind of fucking annoying that there are so many different adults that are younger than me. It's really annoying. If you two are going to be 28, that means you technically are Zoomers, but you're extremely old Zoomers. Your Zoomer's so old that you've already experienced twink death without you even knowing. Huh. I still don't get a quest to close off the city. That's a bit nuts. I never experienced twink like me either, yeah. I'm just fucking around. In the funny way, not the other way. Alright. Goose. Doesn't make any sense. I'm not getting any things that work with trying to do those quests over there. I keep getting the wrong types of tree tiles. Fuck. Well, that fucking blows as well. That also blows. What else blows here? I guess I can do this? Yay! We found a perfect place. Man, what a lovely cello. It's definitely giving you lots of trains and rivers, though. Yeah, it's getting frustrating. I hate when I get so much bullshit that's so hard to match together. I guess that's just the dwarf life, though. I can't put this here. I need to... Oh, yeah, I'm gonna need this tile right here. The one after this one. So... That also sucks, though. I guess I do this? But here we go. There we go. There we go. That's marginally less frustrating. No, that's not a good idea. This quest is probably never getting done. I'm probably dead before I can even vaguely approach doing that quest. It's not my fault that the game is being an asshole to me. I am the victim. Oh, Jesus. It's trying to give me an aneurysm with all these unusable fucking tiles. Okay, sure. I guess we'll go into this open space here now that I've closed it. I've enclosed around it like an amoeba. I don't think we're gonna last long enough to pay it off, though. I think we're probably just fucked. Completely and totally fucked. In the bad way. Oh, okay, that worked. Got 2 perfects. Can't complain. Fuck you! Okay, never mind. I take that back. Game, you gave me something to work with, and I simply did not recognize your game. Apologies, I was not familiar with your game. I still don't have an incentive to close that off, so I guess I'll put this here. Come on, I just need one planes, one house. For the love of fuck, it is not a difficult fucking combination to randomly acquire. Game. Jesus Christ, game. Just give me what I fucking want already. Also, I'm on thin ice, so I should probably put this in here. Even though I really don't want to. Bad RNG, yep. Basically. Ugh. It's like no place to put this that's not disgusting. Whatever. Oh well. Whoops, nope. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Am I really putting the tree quest over there as well? I mean, I don't really have anything anywhere else to put this. It's either over there or right here. We're so cooked, guys. We're so fucking cooked. I hate it, but I might have to just do this. No, I can't. And that doesn't seal it off. That doesn't seal it off at all. Ugh. Fuck. I know I'm a brainlet when I play this game, but for real, it's pretty fucking frustrating. Do I have any? No, I don't. That wants to be. Those waterways want to be closed off, actually. No, it does me the same way, too. Yeah. It is a very good comatose game, which is why I really need to, like, never play it except during streams. Because, like, if I let myself go into a coma playing this game, literally I get nothing done the whole day. And then it's like, oh, wow. Did I just KMS? Because I just, like, went to a coma and lost all of my time. Jesus. Oh, I was about to fucking scream, and then it turned out that this does fit in the way that I want it to. Or at least in one of the ways that I want it to. Ooh. I like that. We might be able to close it. Oh, fuck, we also have to close it over there. Fucking fuck, shit, fuck! Oh, and now these don't really fit very well. Ugh. I have 8! And I'm about to get a fucking... a triple split river. You fucking serious? Fucking nonsense, dude. Guess I'll destroy that tile as well. I'm gonna run out of perfects very fucking quickly. There's gonna be a reckoning at some point, and I'm just gonna not have any ability to fucking solve any of this shit. Because it just keeps giving me bad tiles that just don't fit in anywhere. Like, I'm lucky that that one even fit. I mean, this is good. It's not perfect. I have 16. I'll allow myself to be a little bit more reckless for like until I have like 10 again, and then I'll start panicking again. Nope, doesn't fit there. What about over here? Let's try there. Yep. That doesn't do anything. But this sucks too! I don't like that either! God, what a fucking annoyance! Ooh, fancy! Oh, I like that. Now we just need to get rid of this piece of shit. And then we'll get 3 forest. Oh wait, no, we need to do this and the, oh god, I'm so cooked. I'm so fucking cooked. So it's so over. We're gonna make it. It's so over. Whenever somebody says "well done," I think of the narrator in QT in the music that says "well done." Well done. Boop, boop, boop. You fucking serious? I mean, I think of that Olaf meme from Frozen. You know, Frozen is one of those movies that like everybody has seen except me. Oh wait, I can do that! Okay, okay, I saved it slightly. This doesn't help anything putting this here. It just closes those train tracks off. That's all this does. You know, whatever. No, not whatever. What am I saying? I need to just do better. I've met your type before. Be better. I was trying to be better. Wait, what did I just get? Oh, I got that. Okay. I was like, wait, where did this come from? I don't even remember. Oh god. Oh shit! It works here. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, that's pretty fucking great. Oh. Hell yes! We're very close to closing this piece of shit off, and then we'll get 15 tiles. That's gonna feel good if that ever happens. There's a very good chance it does not happen, though. Okay, I have no house quests. Uh-oh. I don't know why, but I'm thinking about Invincible crashing out at the season 2 finale of that show, and I don't know why it's in my head suddenly, but it just is. It just is. So I guess I'll fill this out a little bit right there. Am I too media-brained? No, it's the Gen Alpha that's wrong. I actually don't have any orders to close off this river, but it still would be a good idea. I still say Cecil was right. See, I love Invincible, but I recently realized that the entirety of the show is predicated upon people being retarded, and it's kind of impossible to undo it at this point. Because, like, it is completely and utterly, obviously, unambiguously retarded that, like, in that Mark even has this complex about people dying in the ways that they do around him. Because it's like, you literally are just, like, getting your ass kicked trying to protect people, and you still, for some reason, are blaming their deaths on you, which literally does not make any sense. Like, in real life, like, Mark Grayson would have, like, 70 IQ. Like, it's actually fucking stupid. And at the same time, this bleeds over partially into other characters. Like, the whole thing of Cecil, like, chasing Mark down in the air in episode 2 of season 3, using that thing over and over again, it's like, anybody with Cecil's experience would know that this is a very, very bad image, and that it's kind of, like, unnecessarily hostile. So even if Cecil is right, it's still fundamentally stupid. It's still fundamentally retarded. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I know that the show and the story treats it like this ethical quandary that they're having with each other, but the reality is that they're both being just retarded. This doesn't stop me from really liking the show, but you have to suspend your disbelief about the intelligence of a lot of the characters, because it's really, really dumb when you actually try to apply real-life common sense to a lot of it. He also refuses to fight back properly so he doesn't kill them. I mean, that makes sense to many extents in many situations, because of the whole thing about him that he is so super strong that he could accidentally hurt somebody. But there's a difference between that and being, like, suicidally autistic and being like, oh my god, my dad almost murdered me and a bunch of other people died in the process. Clearly this is somehow my fault. And it's like, what are you fucking talking about? That's like saying, like, what if the police get into a firefight with a terrorist organization, and in the middle of the firefight, the terrorists kill civilians that literally had no ability to be evacuated, and then the police are gonna be like, no, it was me! I did this! What? No! What are you fucking talking about? Like, I think Powerplex is a very cool fucking character, and I think he's very underrated with the way his powers work. Because there's almost like an implication that he's almost invulnerable to damage. But, like, him and Mark are just completely retarded. Like, he is completely stupid for thinking that Invincible is responsible for all those people dying, and Mark is also retarded for even vaguely being guilty about it. One might even say he's title card. Again, I love the show, and there's a lot of criticisms people levy against it that I think are just outright false. But the show is fundamentally stupid with the way it is portrayed, and you have to just make peace with that after a certain point, or else you're gonna you're gonna end up not liking it anymore, and you're gonna miss out on all the valuable things that are actually in it, even if a lot of it is fucking stupid. Like, one example, again, is that the entire... So, I have a love... Like, my favorite parts of Invincible are actually all the side plots. Even though I just talked about... even though I just complained about Powerplex and Invincible's writing, I still prefer all of the side plots in Invincible way more than the main plot. Because the main plot is both its strength and its weakness simultaneously. It's both the best part of Invincible and the worst part at the same time. And the reason is that it is genuinely interesting to sort of talk about, like, what would the ramifications be of the Kryptonians from DC all being, like, an evil empire that have no qualms about using their physical strength to just subdue people at will. And that's an interesting idea. The problem is that how do you have these people who live for hundreds, if not thousands of years, but they somehow have not acquired any accumulated wisdom whatsoever? And as a result, and somehow, in spite of being so long-lived, they have no wisdom whatsoever, and they literally behave like a bunch of immature children. Because that's literally what the Viltrumites are. They're literally a bunch of schoolyard bullies who have, like, who just don't have a conception of being of any wisdom whatsoever. Like, there is no wisdom whatsoever. And it calls into question, how is that even possible when they live so long? Like, LBG, I don't know if you've read the comics. I'm not a comic reader, but I am the type of person who watches hours-long videos that literally are people, like, narrating the comics. Okay, you have not read the comics. I won't spoil it outright, but one thing I am going to say is that at one point in the comics, the Viltrumites end up taking, they end up infiltrating Earth, and they have to live on Earth. I'm not going to tell you who it is, how many have to do it, or what even the reason is. But I'm going to tell you that's one thing that happens. And obviously in the show, they could change this. But in the comics, there's a point where the Viltrumites have to go into hiding on Earth. And literally within 6 months, half of them stop being evil. Actually, you know what? It might even be more than half of them. Just stop being evil. Within 6 months. Some people think that's funny, or deep and esoteric and meaningful. But what I recognize in it is that, oh my god, these people are actually this retarded. These super beings that live thousands of years are actually this stupid. That literally the moment that they have a single shred, like 6 months, for 6 months they receive a shred of empathy and compassion from living among humans, and potentially more than half of them immediately stop being evil. Like, that is so fucking retarded. It's actually shocking how stupid that is. But at the same time, what does that really make the Viltrumites? What that means is that the Viltrumites functionally are a bunch of child soldiers. And when you see it from that lens, it then calls into question this idea of like how powerful is just information and propaganda, that you can take a being that lives thousands of years old and brainwash them into basically just being giant toddler soldiers that have zero wisdom and are immature bullies, even though they live for an unimaginably long period of time. And so if you think of it that way, suddenly it seems less stupid. But in order to understand that meaning of it, you have to therefore accept that the Viltrumites are literally that stupid. Like, it is stupid, and you have to make yourself understand that it is interesting because of how stupid they are. Because it's shocking how stupid they are. And that's sort of like the point, is that they are actually that stupid. And so it's an interesting idea, but it's bogged down by this thematic element that fundamentally requires you not even take the Viltrumites seriously in any philosophical fashion whatsoever, because they're just giant children. You have a good night, CJ. Hopefully we will see you Friday and Saturday. Hope you have a good one. I guess you could make the argument that the Viltrumites are actually a very good science fiction idea on the premise that they're aliens, and their extremely immature, childish mindset that lacks wisdom is like an aspect of them having an alien morality. So that's like another copium argument you could have. That the reason they appear so stupid is because they are aliens, and they just simply have an alien morality, and that's why violence is something that to them is just normal. And I would be willing to accept that to a degree if they were not literally just humans with superpowers. Like, they are literally just Kryptonians. They are literally just humans that are nearly invulnerable, and have super strength and can fly. Like, that, like, they aren't like weird Star Trek ass looking aliens. They aren't Babylon 5 looking ass aliens, okay? They're they literally just look like people, and then when you put them among humans, they just start acting like humans. And so, like, I would love to accept a copium argument like that, but at the end of the day, it is just copium. Because it's copium of somebody trying to make believe that the Viltrumites are not a fundamentally stupid group of people because of who they are, because of their belief system and how they act. You know, it's very much similar to my relationship with Warhammer 40k, where I really love a lot of the ideas in 40k, but everything about the writing is just very, 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 very bad. Like, it's so cool, but it's just so stupid. And any real means of trying to argue against that is just ultimately ends up just being somebody trying to cope and not wanting their favorite franchise to be fundamentally stupid. Because people are too quick to attach their own self-worth to the media they enjoy, and so if somebody says, oh, this is really dumb, a lot of people are like, oh no, but I like that thing, so you're calling me dumb. No, not really. That's not really what's happening. It's just over the top, but it is fun just to not think about it. Yeah. The problem is that I am like an overthinker. That's the type of person I am. I'm an overthinker. So the whole like, I have not truly been like a full-blown brain turn off against all media type of person for a long time. Like, the only way my brain turns off on shit like this is because, like, I have no energy. Like, I literally just have no energy to bother. But other than that, like, I'm an overthinker. And so it's sort of impossible for me to just ignore all of this stuff. That's why I'm in the middle of making an hour-long video analyzing just one character from Arcane Season 2. Because, like, I'm an overthinker and it's driving me fucking crazy. Like, I have a problem with the Viltrumites in the show traversing space in minutes, but I just let it be. Yeah, writers and this is a problem that basically almost every single superhero universe has, where the writers really do not have any understanding of scale whatsoever. This is another problem that 40k has as well. People don't understand the scale of the universe at all. It's actually so unbelievably fucking ridiculous how little people understand about how big space is. So, like, whenever a superhero universe introduces, like, science fiction elements, it basically, like, 100% of the time ends up being broken in some way. Or the lion just somehow not dying in the vacuum of space. Yeah, that's because Battle Beast... this isn't exactly a spoiler, but Battle Beast's power comes from a curse. That's sort of like the Hulk's curse. That's sort of like the Hulk. Where, like, you could sort of describe his curse as being... the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. That's not really how it works. But the point I'm trying to make is that Battle Beast has this ambiguously powerful power that lets him just be as strong as he is, inexplicably, and as a result, he's just as strong as however much the writers want him to be. Which is how the Hulk works as well. The Hulk is literally just as powerful as the writers of the Hulk want the Hulk to be. Because that's all that ultimately means. Like, oh, he just gets stronger inexplicably because of his emotions. Like, okay, sure, whatever. That's totally not a cop-out. I hate power scaling like that. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of power scaling in general, because I do personally believe in death of the author in many cases. But I am also, again, I am very detail oriented as a person, and I'm very much an overthinker at the same time. It's just that the ways in which people overthink things, I often disagree with the way they do it. Like, it's like these nerds are just like, they really like Dragon Ball Z, and they want everybody to know that they are good at math. And then that's the metric by which these people conduct themselves. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Bringing math into it always is funny because powers are never consistent. Yep, basically. There's so much guesswork that goes into a lot of it, especially when talking about really, really casual genres like superhero, like the superhero genre. It's an extremely casual genre, and the result is that the writing is never consistent. So, like, people just don't... When people write superhero stories, they just do not understand the scale of the universe the moment they bring science fiction elements into their story, and it's always a thing that I just have to, like, wave my hand at, because it's like, I can't stop people from being completely and utterly ignorant of how dumb what they're doing is in their writing. It's just not possible. People just are unable to understand how big space is. I wish it weren't so, but that's just the way it is, you know? I would love if every single superhero story ever conceived of was, like, really, really consistent with its hard science fiction, but that's just not what happens. Because a lot of the superhero genre is heavily revolving around, like, moral quandaries, and like the ideas of how life is affected, how life is abnormally affected by abnormalities, you know. That's what a lot of superhero genre is about, and that's not exactly perfectly conducive to having a consistent, like, hard sci-fi elements, you know, because it's very much focused on emotions and feelings and all that type of stuff. Which isn't to say that science fiction doesn't have its own basis for those things. It absolutely does. But it's not easy to do it consistently for an audience, for a general audience. What the fuck is this? 2 railroad stops within 5 tiles. What? I guess I was thinking about the season 2 finale because it's one of the only interesting things. It's one of the few things that I think is actually not unintelligent in the way that it affects the characters, I suppose. I guess. I'm kind of guessing a bit. Because it's kind of like season 2 of Invincible was like nothing but side plots. And so I like that quite a bit because I prefer the side plots in Invincible over the main plot quite often. The main plot kind of just is a bit silly after the season 1 finale. Like, once we lose Nolan, we sort of forego the whole child soldier philosophy and the whole brainwashing element, and now we're just, oh, Viltrumites are just, we're just waiting for the next invasion by the space babies, you know, like. And I send links in chat. I got a meme I've been looking for. It's kind of related. As long as it's like a picture, I don't want to open it up and then have the audio record anything. I don't think you'll get banned for putting down a link or anything. Gotcha, it's a Twitter link to a video. Yeah. I'd rather not bother at the moment, if it's a video. Do I do that? No, I need to do this. That's what I need to do. Fuck. Man, this world started out pretty good, and now it's going to shit. I'm getting so many fucking railroads, it's comical how many railroads I'm getting. But yeah, I enjoyed that show quite a bit, but I have come to the realization that there's a lot of stuff going on in it that's just outright stupid. Like the whole conflict with Cecil and Mark, like it sort of makes sense, but like the way that the characters escalate the conflict just does not make any sense for their personalities, really. I think Mark and Cecil are both too smart to have just lost their cool in the fashion that they did. Like, I understand what they're trying to go for, but I think ultimately it is just kind of dumb. It's fun, but it's dumb. I don't like how a spoiler amount of Viltrumites. I've seen season 3 as well, so I don't like how spoiler amount of Viltrumites took over space. Like, they're just very much killable, and all of space being your enemy should lead to your immediate extinction. This is again what I mean by the writers do not understand the scope of space. Superhero writers do not understand the scope of space at all. Like, one of the final battles in the comic books happens when two Viltrumites are fighting on the surface of the sun. And it takes a while, but the sun is strong enough to eventually burn either of them to death. I won't say who they are or who dies. But in the comic book, one of the final battles between Viltrumites, they fight on the surface of the sun, and they eventually are getting burned to the point that they will die. So, like, what exactly is stopping multiple people like Space Racer from just erasing Viltrumites if they can blow up stars? Like, by sheer probability, there should be people that have already killed all of the Viltrumites, especially since they're like a fundamentally foolish species. Like, they're literally a bunch of child soldiers. Also, what are you saying what about? I didn't spoil anything, really. I'm not telling you which characters are fighting. I'm just saying one of the final fights happens on the surface of the sun. Well, a sun, not even Earth. The sun thing, that's stupid. It's stupid that they fight on the surface of the... I mean, it's really cool. But yeah, it is dumb. You know? But, like, it shows that the Viltrumites, like... anything that can blow up a sun is therefore able to just kill Viltrumites. Which means there should be literally, like, nothing that there should be so many different entities that are able to kill them that should be abundantly obvious and available. And even more so is that in both the comic and the show, they sort of use galaxy and universe, like, interchangeably. Which is another element of how they just don't fucking understand what the fuck they're doing. Because, like, they just do not understand how big the universe is if they're just gonna play pretend that like, the Viltrumites have control of the whole fucking universe. Even the whole galaxy is a stretch. Because that is just how big the galaxy is. It is just so unbelievable how fucking big it is. And writers and superhero story writers don't get it. They just don't get it. And that's unfortunately just a thing that I've had to accept in all of my time of watching cape shit. Like, Nolan straight up impales Lucan with a rock, but they can tank the sun. To be fair, it's like the ones that fight on the surface of the sun are like they're stronger than Lucan. Lucan is like an average Viltrumite. Like, he's not as strong as Nolan and Mark and like Conquest and some other Viltrumite characters that may or may not have shown up in the show yet already. And so the ones fighting on the sun are like some of the stronger ones. But yeah, it's not consistent that you could impale one with your own super, like the way that the old woman dies in the show is so stupid because she can just regenerate her fucking face. Like, why does she fall over dead? I mean, then again, they might bring her back, and she might just have, like, a scar on her jaw from Nolan breaking it off. But, like, at the moment, it appears that, like, she died. And it's like, but how? Why would that kill her? It's just her fucking jaw that was ripped off her face. Like, other Viltrumites have survived worse. Like, I would literally say that the beatdown that Nolan does to Mark in the season 1 finale is, like, astronomically worse than what happened. Oh, I think her name is Thula. Like, Mark's beatdown by his dad in season 1 was, like, way fucking worse than Thula having her jaw ripped off. I can totally see Vidor being dead, though, because his fucking head is partially bisected and crushed, so it's like, I can believe that. But her having her jaw ripped off doesn't make any fucking sense that would kill her. Like, no. Viltrumites have survived worse things. Mark, who is not as strong as her, has survived worse things. There's no reason that she would die from that. That's something I've never understood about Conquest. Like, Mark is constantly abused into a pulp and regens just fine, but Conquest is full of scars. Why? I know why, and I could spoil it if you want me to. Are you sure you want me to spoil it, though, for you? Like, they might do it differently in the show, so it might not be a spoiler, but it's technically a big spoiler. Yeah, I don't care. Okay, the reason there are only 50 Viltrumites is because almost all of them were wiped out by a disease. And one of the things that the disease did is that in its early stages, it actually weakens the Viltrumites' powers so that they just become less like Superman. And they become more like human beings. And so one of the things that happened a long time ago when the disease was first spreading is that Conquest had contracted it unknowingly, and he had gone on a mission, and Ragnar's, during that mission, had, like, partially torn him apart, and he didn't even realize that he was so weak that could happen to him. So that's why he has that's why he didn't regenerate one of his arms, and why he didn't regenerate some of his face. Because he literally had a disease. Oh yeah, I heard about the disease. Is that where they killed each other? Nope, they're two. It's actually two separate events. Is he cured? Yes. Eventually, like, they weeded out the disease after almost all their population had been killed by the virus, by the scourge. I think it's called the scourge virus, which is funny because that just makes me think of World of Warcraft. The fucking undead scourge from World of Warcraft gave them super AIDS. They gave the space babies super AIDS. But yeah, like it's two separate events. The Great Purge that the Viltrumites did, where they killed half their population, that was one event that happened far in the past. And then the Scourge virus happened slightly less far in the past, and that's what resulted in them having only 50 Viltrumites. That's why there's only 50, and now there's like 40. There's like 47. Because of the Viltrumite deaths we've had so far in the show. But yeah, like, no, they don't have the Scourge virus anymore. I don't know if they're immune to it. I don't know how they explain it in the comics, how they got over it, but it could be there was a cure, or it could be that they just it could be like a COVID-19 thing where the people who survived it just became immune to it, but it killed so many of them that there's only 50 left. Another thing that doesn't make any fucking sense is that I don't remember the explanation in the comics, but why the fuck aren't they procreating with each other? Why aren't they fucking each other? Why aren't they reproducing normally? I feel like with how they constantly hype up Viltrumite DNA, I feel like they wouldn't be susceptible to the normal problems of incest. Well, see, that's the thing. Because the writers don't actually understand how science works, they will just invent whatever excuse justifies the plot point. So they could just say something like, oh, Viltrumite DNA is so powerful that if you try to combine Viltrumite DNA with Viltrumite DNA, it's like matter antimatter and it annihilates itself, and so they're stillborn unless they fuck something else that's not another Viltrumite. And I think that's dumb if that were the case, but they could just say that if they want to. Like, they literally can just say that if they want to, and there's nothing stopping them because they don't actually understand how science works. You're not trying to be a complete asshole to them, but that's basically just exactly what's going on. But yeah, so that's the reason that Conquest has all those scars and has an artificial arm, because he is so old that he was alive when during both the Great Purge and when the Scourge virus killed almost made them extinct. And during that time period, his arm was ripped off by a Ragnar, and his face was punched in and shit. But they would have had to been procreating with each other in Viltrum, surely. Well, apparently they haven't been, for some reason that the writers have not divulged yet. It's dumb. I don't know why. But that's just what the writers are doing at the moment. It's very, very weird. Especially since they're racists, and they believe in Viltrumite supremacy. You'd think that they would only want to try procreating with each other. But for some reason they just aren't. And they have yet to really explain why. Yeah, they're such hyper-racists that, like, if you literally look at them funny and you're not another Viltrumite, they have no qualms with just swatting you with one finger on your head and exploding it into meat. Like, they have no problem just deleting you. Because they're a bunch of immature children who have no conception of empathy because somehow, despite living hundreds of years, they developed no wisdom whatsoever. In all of that time, they have zero wisdom whatsoever. Their wisdom score is below 8. Like they are a sub-adult human with no background and allocated no points into their wisdom score. So, like, you'd think, like, oh, wouldn't they just want to only reproduce with each other? Oh, the funny, you know, you want to know, oh my god. There's sort of an implication that Viltrumite DNA is so powerful that eventually the organism that has the DNA will eventually just become technically a full Viltrumite. So theoretically, Mark and Oliver will eventually have no remnants of their human DNA in them, like a ship of Theseus. But if that's the case, then doesn't that mean procreating with Mark or Oliver, it would just be would be the exact same type of action as procreating... Okay, excuse me, well, no, Oliver has Thraxan DNA, but even then, he will eventually just be... It's implied that eventually he will just be a full Viltrumite. That even with his Thraxan DNA, he will just eventually be a full Viltrumite. I won't spoil, like, events of what happens to Oliver later in the comics, but after a certain point, after Oliver grows up, after a certain number of years, he no longer has purple skin. He just has white skin like Nolan. Because eventually the Viltrumite DNA just replaces the other DNA. Like a ship of Theseus. But if that's the case, if that's the case, then why would reproducing with Oliver or Mark not be exactly the same action as reproducing with another Viltrumite? And if that's the case, if it is basically the same action, then why aren't the Viltrumites reproducing with each other? And we know that they can reproduce with each other because they're... Actually, I don't want to spoil that part because it's a really big deal. And I have no idea how the show is going to handle it if they do go through with it. I read some of the humans are so genetically identical to Viltrumites that they'll be like 99% Viltrumites in very few generations. Yeah, exactly. So like, what's the difference between fucking them and fucking another Viltrumite? Like, there shouldn't be any difference. There should be no functional difference, but for some reason they won't fuck each other. They have to do something else for whatever fucking reason. You know, like it doesn't make any sense. It's not because the writers don't know how science works or genes. Which is, again, why my favorite parts of Invincible are all the side plots. Because they actually explore interesting questions, whereas the Viltrumites, unfortunately, are both very interesting, but completely uninteresting at the same time. You know, simultaneously, they interest me and also annoy me with how dumb they are. As a concept. They're both cool and also fucking retarded. God damn it, where the fuck do I put this stupid thing? Maybe? Maybe I do this? I don't know. Why violently taking over Earth, then, is my thing. They could easily incorporate humans into their empire and human culture. The alt dimension marks annoyed the hell out of me. Look, the Invincible War in the comic was like a beloved hype moment that's like a soy face moment for Invincible fans. So like they just had to put it into the show. They just had to, you know. If I'm gonna be honest though, there's a few things you said. What I don't really understand about the Viltrumites as well is like, what does conquering a planet even really entail, and why does it need to be violent? Like, what do the Viltrumites even want with Earth? Like, do they want... Is it a thing about breeding? Or is it a thing about natural resources? Because if it's about natural resources, why do they even bother Nolan ever bother negotiating with humans? Why do they even bother with infiltration? Oh yeah, that's okay. So here's the thing. Here's the thing about Angstrom that I like, is that Angstrom is genuinely a character that is just insane. There is like, and it's not like the dumb kind of insane. It's literally just this man. His brain is physically broken. He is like literally medically broken. And that to me is refreshing, because usually what writers do with mental illness is that they make a character crazy because they think it's hot, or because they think it's lay cool to make the character angsty. But rarely is it ever that they make a character insane for the purpose of being insane because they are physically insane. Like, there is no rhyme or reason to Angstrom's motives and his actions, because he is physically insane. And that's why I like that character, even though you're right, he did do it to himself. And you could say that's stupid, except the reason he's doing anything he does after the explosion is because he is literally he is physically insane. And while I would usually think that's a bullshit justification, in this case, I think it actually bolsters the character design. Because usually that's not how writers do it. Usually writers are like, oh, I'm gonna make this insane character that is a bubblegum psycho crazy bitch because I think it's hot, and then I'm gonna have meaningless commentary on mental health issues that is very tasteless, because I think it would be cool to have my hot, crazy pixie girl, cry and stuff and make people feel bad for her. Like, that's usually how insanity is written. But Angstrom is not written that way. Angstrom is physically insane. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's gotta be for breeding because of how genetically related they are. Like, if they're gonna bring Earth into a Type 3 civilization, I don't get why they're violent. Yeah. Like, if all the Viltrumites want with Earth is to have sex with them, like, there is literally, this is what I mean by, like, the Viltrumites are they're such a interesting but also a stupid idea, because they should have the wisdom to know that there's no reason to be violent there's no reason for them to be violent in so many of the cases of them wanting to conquer planets. There's no reason for them to be violent. Like, if all they want with Earth is to have sex with humans, then all they have to do is send Nolan as an ambassador to Earth, be like, hey, we're a dying race, we need to have sex with you in order to not go extinct. We're extremely powerful, so in exchange we'll protect you if you let us live on your planet and procreate with you. And then it's like, oh, that's weird, but it's also kind of reasonable, and there's no real reason for anybody to hate each other and be racist and be violent. Like, there's no reason for that. But for some reason, the Viltrumites are all these giant adult children who are emotionally immature, and they just respond to everything with violence. And I found it interesting that Anissa in the show was trying to quote-unquote use reason, but then, like, but then even then she just buckles and just uses violence as her motive to try and coerce Mark into doing what she says. And it's like, none of that would have to happen if you literally just went to Earth and, rather than kill people, just said, hey, we just want to fuck you so we don't go extinct. Like, nobody would have to fight. Nobody would have to die. Nobody would have to be violent for any reason. Nobody would have to be afraid of each other. Like, there's literally no reason for doing any of this. But for some reason, it's like, yeah, no, our MO is to be violent for no reason. And all human will have superpowers. Right, exactly. Like the races would just fuse together, and they would be a united race, you know? Because that's how miscegenation works. Because like racists don't understand how genetics works in real life, so I guess writers don't understand how a space racist shouldn't even exist in the first place, you know? I don't like that they didn't have the balls to add the scene. That scene happens much later, and now that I know that you know about it, I'm not gonna bother not spoiling it either. I really, really, really hope they add that scene, but at the same time, I understand that the writing is not great, and that they might fuck it up and make it look really, really stupid. So I really want them to do that scene. But I have my doubt, but I'm worried that it's just gonna be really bad and dumb. Yeah, no, that scene happens much later. That scene happens in the comics during the time period that the Viltrumites have to take refuge on Earth. Like, the way they use Anissa in the show is like halfway accurate to how she was used in her first appearance in the comic. She's a lot less reasonable in the comic. But in the show, they sort of have her sort of seem reasonable, but then they make her be. But then she goes ape shit like any other Viltrumite because she's emotionally immature. I feel like they won't, or they'll make it like that scene light because of how cowardly the audience is. Amazon does have a bottom line, and I don't think their bottom line is interested in making a bunch of straight men who watch their show uncomfortable. So they're probably not going to do it. At least not in the way that I would hope they would do it. They're probably going to write it in a way that feels really bad and really unfaithful to the original scene. But god damn it, if somehow they pull through and they make it good and accurate and make it make sense, and they don't care that it makes people uncomfortable, I'm going to be so fucking happy with it. Which contextually that sounds really weird of me to say, but I just think that it is very important. Here's the thing about, like, the portrayal of sexual predation in media. First of all, 99% of the time, it is a male character that is the predator in fictional media. And the times when it is a female character, it is either a lesbian, or it is an ugly woman. It is basically unheard of in fictional media for somebody to write a heterosexual female rapist. That is basically unheard of, and I think it's important that it be portrayed at least once in a way that is sincere. Because guess what? Women like that do exist. And it should be talked about at least once. So if they bitch out and they don't do it, or if they do it and they write it really badly, I'm gonna be very fucking pissed off. I'm gonna be very, very, very fucking pissed off. I'm gonna be unbelievably ass-shitting, pants-exploding angry. I 100% agree, that's why I want it in the show. I don't want to shy away from the horrors of the real world because it's uncomfortable. Yeah, I agree. It's not even just about shying away from uncomfortable things. It's also just because of just of the stereotype. Like, it's always, like, sexual predation is always stereotyped. Oh, it's always men, or it's always ugly women. Or it's always LGBT women. You know, it's never a straight woman. And it's never a straight woman against a straight man. And I think that is... Like, usually I don't like purposely putting culture war shit into media for the sake of culture war shit, but this is one of those rare cases where I think it should be there because I genuinely think it's important that you go against that stereotype. And honestly, if women are uncomfortable with the idea of a woman on screen being a heterosexual rapist, I'm sorry. I don't care that it makes you uncomfortable. There are real people that do this and do not get punished in real life. And it needs to be talked about on a bigger scale at some point. Because people do not care about straight men that are assaulted by women. That's just literally a fact. And it should be spoken about. And if Invincible provokes a genuine conversation about it, then that is only a good thing. I don't care if it makes you uncomfortable as a straight woman to see that. Because, like, people have endured men being seen as rapists for as long as art has existed. You know, like, you have to at least talk about the alternative horror at least one fucking time, for fuck's sake. Instead of it always just being men bad. So I really hope they put it in the show and that they do it justice. But there's hopefully. Man, I don't know what is more likely to happen. I don't know if it's more likely to them that they'll do it badly and shy away, or if they'll just not do it, or if they will do it and do it well. I really don't know. We'll have to find out. See, this is why I like having an active chat during the chill stream, because otherwise I'm just doing nothing. I'm just sitting here quietly, just swearing about Dorfromantik fucking me over and over and over again. But instead, you're here, and we got to talk about the most insane nonsense that should not even be necessarily talked about on the stream. Oh, God. I don't think I'm gonna get banned for this conversation, but it's certainly a conversation that would, if heard by a random stranger, would make them uncomfortable as fuck. It's so wild. This is a misplaced toast. This isn't your first chat, so I assume you're a lurker and you're just responding to what I said because you're a lurker and you thought it was funny. Same, and I don't want to make a point about it in the show, since they have to preach the audience, right? They should faithfully do it to the scene and let happen when. Yeah. I agree. I've been here before, yeah. Well, thank you for showing up. I don't know how long you've been in chat. Maybe you've been here the whole time lurking, but I don't know. but thank you for showing up, whether it was recently or not. I can go maybe another 5-10 minutes before our time is done. But I've hit the limit. But yeah, like I hope they add that scene in. And I'm not asking for the scene to be preachy, but I do think it needs to be represented faithfully, and it needs to be understood that it is a very uncomfortable thing, because one thing that happens a lot to straight men who are assaulted is that is that mostly they're accosted by other men who are like, "Oh, stop complaining. You're lucky. I wish I was you." And that's just sickening. It's so fucking disgusting. But it always gets scuffed off. You know, so... The advertisement ended and I got blasted by... What was the ad? Oh my god, what was the ad? I have to be quiet. I have to be a little bit quieter. I don't want to upset my neighbors. I'm so sorry. Oh god. I apologize if this was an uncomfortable topic to walk into my stream on. Please don't unfollow me. Oh god. I don't even remember, honestly, that hot landing overtook any memory of the ad. Oh god. It's so funny. Oh god. Oh, holy fuck, that is so funny. Sorry if that was uncomfortable, but oh my god, that's so funny. Oh, we have 9? God damn it. Oh man, I get to make a really, really, really funny title for this VOD re-upload. I'm not gonna be driven away by the topic, no, it's just not like a wrong opinion, just a charged 20. Yeah, it's a very sensitive topic, I imagine. Enough about women's rights, let's talk about women's wrongs. I need to not quote every single thing people say in chat. I don't want to get banned, but oh my god, that's so funny. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. God. Hyperventilating here. God damn it. Oh man. And Dorf is just not giving me favorable tiles. We'll be done in a moment, though. We'll be done in a little bit. Ugh. And then, of course, on Friday and Saturday, we're gonna start on Deltarune. I have no idea if Deltarune is going to remember my save game from the demo or not, so I might be re-streaming the original game. I might be restreaming the first 2 chapters again. So that's gonna be fun, and I hope you all are gonna be there to enjoy it, because I don't know how, but I've avoided Deltarune spoilers for the next 2 chapters. Like, I haven't seen a single thing about it. Whereas with stuff like Undertale and the first chapter of Deltarune, I had plenty of context for those. So did you end up deciding to redo them? It's more like, if I don't have to redo them, then I won't. But if I have to, then I definitely will. I just don't know if it's gonna remember my save game or not from the demo. Deltarune sounds like piracy software despite knowing it's a game. It's an oddity. I'll give it that. I think Toby and his games are very strange. In that they're good, but they're also weird. Like, they're hard to put my finger on. Not Cruelty Squad strange, though. Yeah, no, not that strange. Not quite that strange. But strange in the way where it makes me, like, it's hard to put my finger on how exactly it all became so big. That doesn't actually work, though, because there's a house right there. Google says it will remember saves from 1 and 2. Okay, then I'm probably just gonna start on the next chapter. On chapter 3. I still feel regret for the fact that I didn't do the secret boss for Spampton, and I couldn't complete, and I wasn't good enough to complete Jevil. But like, I would have to, like, basically redo the whole game, both chapters, and I don't know if you guys really want to sit through me doing literally both of those whole chapters all the way over again. Especially if I can... I don't like thinking of this in a meta fashion, but, like, I also kind of want to catch up on some of the hype to see if people... You see if the algorithm, you know, shows me to new people. Which I don't like having to do that, but... If it's a game I already was going to play, like Deltarune, then I might as well try and get in on it in that fashion, in hopes that I get a bit of good luck from it. Because I'll tell you what, playing Dorfromantik is not the thing that randomly... Actually, wait, I think it has attracted a few people. Funnily enough, but it isn't really... It doesn't cause me to, like, retain suddenly like 100 fucking viewers concurrently or anything. It is quite chill in multiple ways. I think Toby blew up in attention because he made a weird, interesting game during a stagnant feeling period of games industry. At least with Undertale. I think you're right, because I think that 2013 was around the time when a lot of AAA game development was starting to really hit the shit fan, you know, where, like, all the effects of all the really bad industry practices were starting to really be noticeable, and that's when indie games were suddenly exploding in popularity. It was around 2013. I think that does make sense. And then Deltarune is just like the spiritual successor to that extremely popular game. You gotta do what you gotta do to get famous. Just remember me when your name is in lights. Oh god, I don't know if I want to be famous. If I could just be big enough to vaguely support myself, that would be cool. Because right now I need the help of family. Like, I live with my brother at the moment, and it would be nice if I had more to contribute because I am lay disabled. So I don't really need to be famous, you know. Fame is kind of scary. Like, I don't even, like... I position my chat window so that I literally cannot see how many people are in chat because I am nervous of how I would react if I randomly looked at my chat window and saw there was, like, 100 people. Like, I feel like I would freak out if I did that, so I hide the number of people that I can... the number of people I can see in the chat so I don't... like, randomly have a freak out moment in case the algorithm randomly one day puts me somewhere that I get seen. You want that sustainable E-list internet celebrity status? Yeah, that E-celeb status where you have, like, 20,000 loyal viewers and you've been heard of by literally nobody else. I also used to do that, I just like not knowing. Yeah. Oh, you also stream? I did not know that. Oh, shit. Used to. Ah, okay. Oh my god. It's 20 after 10. I should probably get a move on. Hopefully I remember that this stream world. And I don't get sidetracked. 10 versus 14. But this is still... Oh wait, I can do this. That. There we go. Work just took the fun out of it. Oh. Man. You know, I feel bad for the able-bodied at times because you guys are expected to make yourselves miserable because you're not disabled. And that is I feel like that's also a form of extremely unfair fate that you have to put yourself through. Gotta be miserable to make the food. Oh, you play Magic too? I didn't realize. Am I stupid? Have you mentioned that you play Magic before and I just forgot because I'm stupid? No, I meant money. But I did Oh, I mean, I know you meant money when you said food tokens, but I mean, like, the way you said it, I was like, oh, he compared it to Magic. I did dabble in Magic for a short time. What type of format did you do? Did you just do, like, ordinary standard, or did somebody get you into a commander group? A lot of people's first experience is just playing Commander. Or maybe you just play the 60 card like kitchen table form of the game, which is also a thing. Where it's like, yeah, we want to think about rules or formats or anything like that, just get 60 cards, shuffle, and play. I never built any real deck. It was myself, my brother, my friend. We just bought some starter decks and a few packs. Ah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Now that you've explained. One thing I'm going to tell you right now, if you ever want to get into Magic again, do not play Magic the Gathering Arena. Do not do it. Just don't do it. Never do it. The game is so bad. It's unbelievable how bad it is. It's too late for me though. I'm too deep, and I can't stop at this point. But you still have a chance. Don't ever play Arena. You know, if you're ever gonna get into Magic again, try to get with try to get with like a group of people who are playing like what they would refer to as casual Commander. It looked like a money sink, like a gotcha, and I'm pretty good at avoiding them. For me, it's not the money part, because you can technically play the game for free. It's just really hard. The problem is that it's rigged. And I know that a lot of gamers will say this because they're bad at the game. But here's the thing. I know what it feels like for random chance in Magic the Gathering to cause me to lose in the paper version of Magic the Gathering. Okay? I know what it feels like to lose because of my own mistakes or because of random chance. And the way that Arena does stuff, it is abundantly obvious that it is not random chance. So like, you could be like, oh, you're just coping, you're just bad, it's not rigged, but it absolutely is, and there is no fucking convincing me that it isn't. Because I know my instincts are not you're not like, nobody can ever gaslight me into thinking that it's not rigged, because I know my intuition is right on this particular instance. Because I know what it feels like to lose because of my own dumb mistakes, and I know what it feels like to lose because of actual random chance, and that is often not at all what is happening in Magic Arena. It is absolutely, positively not random. And I don't even care what the motivation is for not being random. I don't care if it's not random because they're trying to fix your win rate so that you're always like near 50% or something. I don't care if that's the reason. I don't think it's fair because it's not random. You're right, computers can't even be truly random anyway. To an extent, yeah. Because they have to be programmed to have that random algorithm. And if you misprogram it at all, well then it's just null and void. Like, it's not random. Unfortunately, though, it's too late for me. I'm too absorbed into it. Like, like, they just dropped Final Fantasy, Magic the Gathering, yesterday. And, like, guess what? I'm on Arena, I'm playing the game, seeing if I can get, packs for... digital packs for Final Fantasy. But... in the cards, part of the cards. Yeah. They are the original gambling. TCGs. They are the original gambling. He's already got his Platinum Star Genshin Girl Warrior card and he's not leaving. Yeah, one of my friends opened like 140 packs in Discord yesterday. Physical or on Arena, because that's insane. That's fucking nuts. I opened like 15 and I got them all for free from just the in-game currency. Arena? Wow. Did he spend money on those? Because that's like $100. That's like more than $100. That might be more than 150. He had them pre-ordered. Huh. He did it. So I spent like $20 to get like the season pass that lets you get a lot of real. That lets you get a lot of extra cards from the normal currency, but like 140 packs. That's like more than $100, if not more than 150 to 200. If he, I'm not sure what pre-ordering them means necessarily. I'm not sure what that means. I do have some real cards pre-ordered right now, but I got them as singles because opening sealed product is literally gambling, and it's very, very unintelligent. Unless you're a Magic the Gathering YouTube channel that makes money by doing opening videos, which I am not, because this computer cannot. I am not a big enough streamer or YouTuber to do that type of thing. And this fucking laptop I'm on right now, it can't even really handle doing like a real camera. Like I can't face cam with this laptop. It's not powerful enough. This thing would explode in my face and I would get third-degree burns if I tried doing that. So I can't do that. They pre-ordered 50, he said, for $40, and the rest he had saved up gold or whatever the currency is. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. That's still a lot of money though. $40. The only money I spent on Arena is the $20 for the season pass, so that you get extra currency. Other than that, I don't pay any money though into it. Like $40 to me sounds a bit like, wow, what? He's rich or something? Not really. Oh, he's got that new money swag, huh? He's got the new money swag. Also known as Smeg. That Amazon box packer money. Again, I feel so bad for able-bodied people at times when I see shit like that about like the Amazon boxing, having to live in a warehouse. Fucking unbelievable. It's a human rights abuse, unironically. I wish it wasn't known as that. Uh, you know what? I keep delaying and dilly-dallying. I really need to fuck off. Thank you all very much for joining me here tonight. I really appreciate you coming here to hang out with me. We will be back in 2 days, Friday, if you live in the United States. And, yep, you have a good night, my friend. And we'll be, and on Friday, Saturday, we will be playing Deltarune. Gonna have a good time with it. If it has my saves from the demo, then we're just gonna go with that. We're gonna immediately go into chapter 3 and 4. And, I'm excited for that. Maybe next time it'll be less red hot, isn't it? Yes. I hope that wasn't too off-putting, but thank you. Thank you for joining, and thank you for speaking up as well. I appreciate that. If there's anybody lurking that happens to be new here, if you enjoyed hanging out with us tonight, if you think I deserve a follow, I'd appreciate that quite a bit. We stream 3 times a week for approximately 2 hours, or 2.5 hours in this case. However, if there are any other streams you want to catch up on, I re-upload them to my YouTube channel, and the link can be found in the About section. Also, I'm in the middle of making review videos for Arcane Season 2, the show, so if you have any interest in that, my main channel has my first video of that critique up if you want, and I'm in the middle of making an hour-long video about one of the characters as well, so if you want to see more streams or listen to me complain about bullshit on television, there you go. You can find that all in the About section. Other than that, though, I need to get the hell out of here. I am up way too late. My neighbors are going to be pissed. So, thank you all very much for being here. I appreciate your support in every capacity. I hope you have a good afternoon, evening, morning, etc. And I will see you all again soon with Deltarune. Ciao!